And we have Dave Kaninsky, who is a great leader, trainer, and he has some stuff to tell us tonight. So get your pen and paper at the ready, or your fingers typing stuff, so you'll have this information to take with you on into the rest of your career. Dave, are you out there ready to go?
I am, Queen. Thank you so much. And everyone, I'm so excited to be out here this evening. I was just looking at a lot of new people on the webinar tonight, and wanted to, really share with everyone that we need to really promote these webinars. And Monday night, I've been on the phone all day today getting people to webinars, so we've got a lot of people I recognize, and that's good. So welcome everybody. And so we really want to make sure that on Monday nights, going forward, it's no longer an update webinar like it was for quite some time, and we're actually be training every Monday on new things and new ideas, and what the latest thing is that Jay Josh is working on, and how we need to build our business, and really, like Josh says, put some money on the kitchen table. And we've had a lot of very good success recently with folks that are out there with the pain relief product, and they're buying the party packs, and they're selling those. There's one gentleman on the webinar tonight. I'm not going to introduce him because I'm not sure, I didn't warn him ahead of time, but he's already, I believe, sold at least 10 bottles already within like 2 weeks, and told me last night he's ordering another 10 pack. So he's got more people he'll be selling it to. And we have another gentleman that's bought a 10 pack of the pain relief formula. He's selling it, and he's just told me a few minutes ago he's going to be buying a 10 pack of coffee because he's got a lot of coffee customers. And of course, my phone starts ringing right when I'm doing the introduction, so bear with me one second. I don't even know how to stop that. So since my phone's ringing, I'm going to go ahead and just turn this over to you, Jay Josh, just so I can mute out. But apologize for that, folks. But anyway, guys, a lot of exciting things happening. And if I talk long enough, the phone will stop ringing, so then we'll be right back to where we were. There's a few folks on here right now that I really need to talk to. Gregory, if you can please call me. I was trying to find your phone number, and I know you have my number. We've spoken many times in the past. I really do need to talk to you. So I appreciate if you call me. All right, so here's what we got, folks. We have the 24-hour, 24/7 automated sales system, one-day work week, and it is really working well. I've gotten some amazing leads off this. I've signed up, I think we signed up 4 new people last week from the one-day work week, just from leads that I generated. So that was exciting. It's been a lot of fun signing up new people, getting them trained, getting them on board. And, so everyone needs to be using that, of course. And all the other things that Josh said. Josh was just sharing about the $500 guarantee, so maybe he'll talk about that a little bit more. I know we introduced it a couple weeks ago. But Jay, Joshua, I just wanted to turn this over to you. But before I do that, folks, I don't know if anyone here realizes what we have here. And I guess sometimes, you get to know someone, you take it for granted. But and maybe you can answer in the questions box if anyone on this webinar knows who a guy named Warren Buffett is. If you know who Warren Buffett is, just put a Y in your box. And who Warren Buffett is he's the number one, probably the most successful stock purchaser of our generation. He is an amazing guy and started with nothing. And actually, I believe, if the story goes, in the beginning he was out there, collecting aluminum cans when he very first started. And then he just studied stocks and became the best stock investor, and he was one of the top richest guys in the world, and he's still way up there. But some of the internet guys that are selling their companies for billions are passing him. But Warren Buffett is the man, and he's the top stock guy in the world. He's an amazing guy. If you ever get a chance to read his story, I want you to do that. Now let's go one more. Has anybody ever heard of Donald Trump? The Berkshire Hathaway, here you go. Donald Trump, Donald Trump's the guy with the goofy hair. He's got a TV show, but people don't realize before that TV show, he's actually a multi-billionaire from real estate. I mean, he owns, the Trump Plazas, a casino he owns, and the guy has an empire of real estate investments, and that's what he's known for. And he's probably the #1 top real estate investor of our era, of our generation. And folks, that's what we have with Jay Joshua. Jay Joshua is the top, I would say, if not the #1 network marketing / internet trainer in the world. He's in the top 5 for sure. And notice what I said there. You've got a lot of network marketers out there, and there's a lot of trainers, and they do a great job. And there's a lot of internet gurus out there, and they do their thing. But Joshua, I don't know if it's Josh who coined the phrase attraction marketer, but he was definitely in a book called Attraction Marketing. And Joshua is the genius that married internet marketing with network marketing. And I really want people to understand how important that is and what we have and the trainings that we're getting from Josh. Everybody needs to get their pencil out, their pad out, and he's going to teach you how to become successful. And the reason I guess I'm so passionate about this today is I had at least 3 phone calls on this topic today where people called in, and I'll tell you a quick story, Josh, and I'll give it to you, I promise. But the one gentleman called me up, and he was in his 70s and super smart guy, entrepreneur, invested $750,000 into a new business venture, and guess what? His new business venture he wasn't even paying the bills. He wasn't even making any money. So not only did he invest his life savings, but that business venture is not even paying his monthly bills. $750,000? Are you kidding me? He's not paying his monthly bills. He would have been better off just to live on that money for the next 30 years, and he'd have been in good shape. Well, you know what, folks? We have an opportunity here that for as little as $14.99 or less, we have different plans. We have one as low as $199. For as little as $199 or $699 or $14.99, we can actually build a full-time income. I didn't say $750,000. Now, maybe some of the folks on this webinar right now would have liked it better if I had said $750,000. Maybe some of the folks on this webinar would like it better if I say $100,000, but I didn't say that. So we have an opportunity to make a very small investment of $14.99. That's the most you could spend with our company. The most you could spend, $1,500, and you can actually get involved with this company for $199. And through Josh's genius and what he's been what he put together with the comp plan consultants. And by the way, every time I go through this comp plan, it's amazing how well the comp plan consultants and Josh, there's 3 of them, there's Josh and 2 other guys, and they put together this comp plan. It is interlocking. Every part of it is amazing. It all ties together. But folks, in this comp plan, you can come in for $199 and make the same amount of money as the guy for $14.99. So we're not going to penalize you if you come in at a smaller level, and that's just what your finances allow. That's fine. But where else on earth can you invest $1,500 and start a business and have the ability to make $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 a year? So I know, Josh, we always talk about the $500 guarantee, and that is important. And a lot of guys are on this webinar tonight to make $500 a month. I get that. But you know what? Once you get to 500, we'll teach you how to make 10,000. So Josh, I just want to share all that with you, sir, and I'm going to go ahead and mute out and be quiet for the next half hour and take some notes, but I really appreciate everything you've done. I'm going to turn it over to you, sir.
Awesome, Dave. Well, I certainly appreciate that kind introduction. And for those of you who haven't had an opportunity to meet me, my name is J. Joshua Beisel. I've got big shoes to fill here with Dave's incredible introduction there. But he's right about a couple of things. I am absolutely incredible at teaching people how to be successful with their own business. And I don't say that out of any ego. I don't say that out of any hubris. I say that because I have thousands and thousands of people around the world who credit me with helping them overcome the obstacles from getting where they are to where they want to be. So it just comes down to a simple question. If you're here on today's call, how serious are you about making a lifestyle change? Folks, there's no mistake that the name of our company is Max Lifestyle. And really that's what I want to help all of our people do. Whether you're a customer here, whether you're an independent promoter, maybe you're just hanging out on the sidelines because you want to get all the incredible training we have and take it back and market whatever your other products are. That's fine too, folks. But it really comes down to one thing. How serious are you about doing the things you need to do step by step to create massive and immediate change in your life? And if you're serious enough, then you're going to absolutely find a home right here with Max Lifestyle, because that's what we do. We show people how to transform their life, transform their marketing, transform their business. And I'm going to share a couple of things with you here tonight. I've got some great news. We're going to talk about how some of you actually applied the training that we did last week and what the results were. And I think that part of the training only took about 8 minutes. So in about 8 minutes on last week's webinar, last Monday night's webinar, which is recorded, I'm going to show you where you can go to find that. But in about 8 minutes, I shared one strategy. I've got hundreds of strategies that I've used. I shared one strategy, and one of the gentlemen here on tonight's call generated 13 leads for $6, okay? So let me ask you a question. If you could get 13 people who raised their hand and went through the marketing system and said, yep, that absolutely is something I'd be interested in learning more about. If you could do that for $6, imagine what you could do if you were to apply yourself and begin to learn all of the different strategies. By the way, I'm going to be teaching low-cost strategies, no-cost strategies, and as promised, today I'm going to be sharing with you the results of a pretty big marketing campaign that I've done over the last week to make sure that we've got all of the little I's dotted and T's crossed with this system. But I'm going to tell you something. The reason I'm excited is not because of what I've done. The reason I'm excited tonight is because what I see that we're all about to go do. And I want you to really think about that for just a moment, because right now we are poised to make a real difference. And I heard a story from a very, very well-respected industry expert, and I was talking with him on the phone the other day, and we were just having this conversation about why people join. And I'm not going to get into a lot of the detail here tonight because we're gonna run out of time. But he said he did an in-depth survey of all of the people that had joined one of his teams, which was a very large team, about 100,000 people. And he did this survey, and he said, you know, if you were to consider yourself successful, okay, if you were to finally wake up and consider yourself successful, how much money would your first check be? And folks, just grab the questions box and play along here. If you were to wake up one day and say, yes, I've finally done it, I'm successful, how much would that first check be? And it's not a trick question. I'll give you the stats because we want to move here tonight. I got a lot to share with you. He said that about 10% of the people said, hey, if I could make $500 to $1,000 a month, I'm good. 5 or 10% of the people said, hey, if I could make $1 million, that'd be fantastic. But an overwhelming majority of the people that he surveyed said that if they could make between $7,000 and $11,000 a month, if they could replace their current full-time income with a home-based business that allows them to, you know, get back their nights and weekends, to get the time to spend with family and friends, to get the time to spend with grandkids, to get the time to travel, to get the time to enjoy your hobbies, if they could get to $7,000 to $11,000 a month, that would be life-changing. And what it really comes down to is that there are a lot of people out there right now who are hoping to have the opportunity, instead of waking up and rolling out of bed and going to their JOB, they want to wake up and roll over. And if that's you, then I'm really excited for you to be here tonight, folks, because over the last 3 weeks, we've unveiled this new marketing system to promote our company, Max Lifestyle. We've gotten most of the bugs worked out. We got everything working. We got people generating leads. We started doing some training last week, and I promised to complete a few more things to make sure that we had really thoroughly beta tested the system. Excuse me, and that's what we've done, and that's what I'm going to share with you over the next few moments. And then at that point, I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to challenge you, folks, because that's my job. Okay? You don't have to like me. You don't have to think I'm the greatest guy on the planet. I'm not here to make a friend, folks. I'm here to help make you my next success story. I'm here to help you become the next success story for our company. So I'm going to challenge you. You come out to the webinars every single week. You come out, and that's great. But are you ready to really take action? Because right now, Dave and I were talking about this, we're looking for some key people to run with. I mean, we are absolutely moving forward. Dave, I mean, we've got leads we can't even get to. It's absolutely incredible. And if you're here on tonight's call, folks, and you're serious, if you're really ready to position yourself for maximum success so that you can begin enjoying Max Lifestyle, then you're going to want to sit up and pay close attention, because I'm going to show you here tonight absolute undeniable proof that we have the message. Now, I want to reiterate what I talked about last week, folks. I'm not just an internet marketer. Like Dave said, I'm also a network marketer. And I believe that people join people, not programs. So no matter how great this company is, no matter how great, you know, this marketing system is, remember that it's you reaching out to real people and asking them, hey, you know, how would you feel if you could lose an extra 10 or 15 pounds? You know, how would you like to have the opportunity to literally travel the world like the rich and famous for a savings of 70 to 80%? What if there was a company that could actually help you take your next vacation for free? Did you know that billions and billions of cups of coffee are served every day? Do you enjoy gourmet healthy coffee? You know, are you sick and tired of waking up and having pain? Okay, we have products that you can go out and really help people with. And we're going to do some more product training and some more, and we're going to bring out some of the people who helped us create these products, the people who have been marketing these products for years. And those are going to be exciting calls. But let me ask you a question. Do you understand that real success is created when you're helping people? And we have products and services that are not just helping people, they're helping a lot of people. And those people are very, very grateful. So real success in business is really about you connecting with people. Now, sometimes you use the internet to help you do that. Sometimes you're generating leads online to help you go out and connect with other people, and that's great. But don't miss the diamonds in your own backyard. There's people you meet every single day who are suffering silently in pain. Some of them not so silently. I was actually in line the other day, and I was so upset, Dave, because I didn't have any Max Relief formula in my pocket. I should have brought some with me everywhere I go, because there was a lady who was literally moaning in line. And I just felt so bad because, I needed to be able to reach out to help her, and I didn't have any with me. Folks, everywhere you go, there's people drinking coffee. Everywhere you go, there's people who are wanting to lose 10 or 15 pounds. Everywhere you go, there's people dreaming of their next vacation, trying to figure out a way to be able to afford to go. Every day you go out and there's people who need the benefits of our products and services. And success is about helping people, folks. So if you're ready, if you're serious, if you're ready to step up and say, hey, look, I'm ready, then I want you to know that the marketing message we have, whether you use the online version of the one-day work week, or whether you're just simply building person-to-person offline, or a combination of both, what I want you to understand is that the message is proven. The message works. The message resonates with people, folks. And I'm going to share with you some numbers here, but I'm going to tell you, everywhere you go, there are people who are looking for the one-day work week. There are people who are wanting to get back control of their time. Some people want to make more money. That's true. But more and more people that I meet, it's not the money. It's the time. They want control of their time. And so this is a category creating company, folks. We've got an amazing marketing message, an amazing team. And I'm going to share with you a few more things here in the next few minutes that should get you really fired up. I'm going to talk about some of the trainings that we have scheduled so that we can get really everybody moving forward. In fact, next Monday night, we're going to talk briefly tomorrow, next Monday night, about the two most successful marketing campaigns I've ever done. So I'm going to share with you what we've done this past week, which is going to be really exciting. But every one of you needs to mark your calendar for next Monday night, same time, same place. If we're going to make any adjustments to handle, a larger group of people, we'll let you know. But next Monday night, I'm going to begin teaching on the two most powerful marketing tools that I've ever used. And I have so many. In fact, we're probably going to do number 3 and 4 the following Monday, because I want to help all of you get moving, okay? But first, so mark your calendars, next Monday night, same time, same place. If we're going to adjust the place, we're going to get an email out about that. But here's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to just sit down at my computer, and I want to log in. I want to show you some really cool things. I want to show you what we did last week. I've heard a lot of people say, if you can't play, coach. And I got to tell you something, folks. It was different for me. And, there's people out there who maybe they can't play, maybe they're great trainers. I don't know. But everything that I teach, I do. And I want everyone to understand that. This isn't something that I read in a book. This isn't something that I heard on a TV show. Everything that I teach and everything you're going to learn and everything you're going to have an opportunity to use with our company here at OneDayWorkWeek.com and Max Lifestyle is real world things that absolutely work. And I didn't just bring them out to everybody. I actually tested them, and I refined them, and I made sure that they were going to work for you. So there's no excuses, folks. We've put everything in place for you. We've got the one-day work week online marketing system. Next week, we're going to start talking about the most powerful marketing tools that I use offline and how they work together with your system. We're going to show you how to begin building. Over the next few weeks, we're in negotiations right now with myphoneroom.com, which is one of the companies that I am the CEO and founder of, but obviously a separate entity. So we're in negotiations right now. I am trying to create a situation where the one-day work week can have an exclusive relationship with My Phone Room so that everyone you bring aboard has the opportunity to benefit from the calling services that we have in My Phone Room. And I want you to just think about a powerful online marketing system with all of the offline tools that power real companies like drop cards, business cards, postcards, grand opening letters, okay, Craigslist ads marketing, and so much more. I want you to imagine if you had all of that in a system that when you plug people into the one-day work week, what if they never had to pick up the phone and make that initial prospecting call? What if the system could actually call you with red-hot qualified prospects? So we're going to be talking more about that. But I also want you to understand that when we talk about really cool features like that, remember this. Marketing and technology are two different things. The goal of marketing is to help you find new customers and to help you build a team and find new team members. The goal of technology is to make your life a little bit easier. Okay? So we have a lot of technological things that are here to help you make your life easier, but they're not going to substitute good old-fashioned hard work. Folks, if you don't want max lifestyle, if you don't want a better lifestyle, if you're not willing, if you don't want it enough, you're not willing to work for it, it's not going to happen. Doesn't matter how good I am, doesn't matter how awesome Dave is, doesn't matter, how incredible Queen is coming out here helping us out every call. It doesn't matter what anybody else does. Only you can make the decisions and take the actions to impact immediate and lasting change in your life. Okay? But if you're willing to do that, we've got the system, we've got the steps that are going to help you do that. Let's take a look here, folks. I want to make sure everybody's on the same page. Last Monday night, and I think 2 Mondays prior to that, we had 2 really, really important webinars. The first one, probably 3 or 4 weeks ago now. The first one you can find right over here at onedayworkweek.com/blog. Just onedayworkweek.com/blog. And if you go there right now, the first webinar you're going to see is a training webinar. And on this training webinar, we're going to show you how to set up your own system so that you've got your own URL. On this training webinar, we're going to show you where you can buy traffic. We're going to show you a couple of really cool features of the system. Very important. You want to watch this one first. If you have somebody new joining, make sure you introduce them upline. Make sure you introduce them to some of our incredible leaders out here. We've got Danny, we've got George, we've got Melvin, we've got Aaron. Make sure that you try to get as many introductions to other team members as you can. And that brings me to a key point before I move on. Folks, it's all about energy. Now, I'm going to be right up front with you as a human being for just a moment. I want everybody to understand this. Because if you want to make a lot of money, you need to understand bigger things than just what words do I put in my ad. You see, we're all humans. So we all feed off of energy, right? If you're having a down day or you're pressured or you're busy, it's really kind of hard sometimes to sit down and focus and have that positive energy to go out and share your product, services, and opportunity with other people. That's why you need to use the invite method that Dave and I have taught, and that we're going to be doing a whole nother series on again soon. Because the more people that you introduce your prospects to in our company, the more likely they are to feel confident that we're a real group of people out working for the common goal of helping one another make money. The more confident they're going to be that other people are doing this, not just you, not just your upline, but that there's other people in the company. People don't want to be alone. And more importantly, they're going to have an opportunity to feed off of everyone's energy. So important. Now, if you look over here, call number 2, very, very important call right here, folks, because on last week's call, we really began to define some of the vision that we have for this marketing system in our company. Now, last week I was a little disappointed. We kind of ran short on time, so I didn't get the opportunity last week to really go into depth on some of the really important things that we're doing, like the $500 a month guarantee. And I'm going to touch on that briefly, and then I'm going to leave it up to all of you to stay plugged into our live calls and to go out and do your own research. If you don't know what our $500 guarantee is, you need to make sure immediately after this webinar that you come over here and watch the first video under compensation plan. It's the same video that's on step 3 of the one-day workweek marketing system. But on this video, we really begin to talk about the $500 a month guarantee. And I want you to understand that if you're building a team here with One Day Workweek and Max Lifestyle, I want you to understand there's 3 phases. The first phase is you need to be able to make your first $500 to $1,000 online working your own business. That's phase number 1. And we're so confident that if you use our system, follow our step-by-step, and find 3 who get 3 at the Emerald level or above, that you'll be making $500 a month or more. That will even guarantee that you do. And all the details are available if you go through the compensation plan webinar and the last training webinar that's on there. But that's step number 1. That's phase number 1. Phase number 2 is we want to help you start replacing income. Okay? How many of you would love to have an opportunity to make an extra $3,000 to $12,000 a month? Well, we have a program here with products and services that can help you do exactly that. There's people who are making millions of dollars on infomercials selling weight loss products that are far inferior to what we offer. There's people out there every single day. Just drive by any Starbucks, folks. Do you think there's a line of people out there? I mean, sometimes when I'm traveling and I want to get some coffee, I don't even stop at Starbucks anymore because there's 20 people in line. 20 people. I don't want to wait 30 minutes to get a cup of coffee. Now I've got my healthy gourmet cup of joe on the go. It's awesome. Now, how many people do you know that are suffering from pain? Well, I got to tell you, it's, all over the place. And the reality of it is we have amazing products and services here, folks. And if you're serious about building a business, then we're going to assign you a personal coach and mentor that's going to work with you. Hit that $500 a month goal, and then we're going to work with you to move towards full-time income right from home. And that's what we're looking for is our next success story, folks. And we're going to do that by helping you build a customer base and build a team of people. Again, compensation is reward for service. It's very, very simple. And then number 3 are the bigger bonuses. The opportunity to make $20,000, $30,000 a month. You hear success stories about people, making retirement level income in just a couple of years. All of that is possible. We even have a $1 million rank advancement bonus. Okay, so we have all of those things in place. But how well does the system work? Let's jump in here for just a moment. I want to talk a little bit about what we did. Last week, we had everything working. We'd even made a lot of improvements to make the site mobile friendly and make sure that people had some really cool opportunities in terms of customizing their system. But I want to log in, folks, and I want to share with you what we did last week, because it's really important that you understand when you're listening to somebody who's offering to guide you, teach you, mentor you, train you, support you, whatever the case is, it's really important that you know that you're working with somebody who's done it. And not just somebody who read a book or read a magazine or had an idea or something like that. I do it every single day. This is what I do. Over the weekend, I generated another 100 leads, okay? And I want to share with all of you how to do it because that's how we can all grow together. But let's take a quick look here, folks. I'm going to log into my system, and I want to show you what we did in a 7-day period of time. And this is pretty incredible. Now, is this the best that we could do? No. Do I expect any of you to achieve this? No. In fact, I'll be honest with you, folks. If you try to generate this many leads in that short a period of time, you're probably losing a ton of money because you can't build relationships with this many people in this short a period of time. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a quick date range here. Let me just show you, folks. I'm going to do a quick date range from Saturday, the 1st of February, all the way to Friday the 7th. So we stopped this about 2 days ago. And I want you to take a look at our results. Very, very important, folks, because this system works, and it'll work for you if you work this system. And let me prove it to you. And again, folks, I like to say the proof of the pudding is inside the back office. And I want you to take a look at this right now, okay? We generated a total of 1,055 leads in a 7-day period of time. Now, this does not count all of the people who attended last Monday night's webinar, got some great ideas on how to go market their system and went out and generated a bunch of leads. So the guy who was on last Monday night's call, I talked for about 8 minutes. I shared a really cool strategy for generating leads. He spent $6. He generated 13 leads on Facebook. These numbers that I'm showing you right now, it doesn't even count those. This is just what I did in a corporate account to make sure that the overall conversion of the system that I'm telling you is a great system is really a great system. Let's take a look. We did a solo ad, 947 page views. Number of leads, 274. A conversion rate of 29%. Okay? Here's another one we did, another solo, conversion rate, 28%. Here's a Facebook campaign we did with Facebook video, the one that cost $6, okay? I did it a couple of times, folks, so I did spend more than $6. I probably spent 36. But I generated 19 leads here, so I didn't even do as good as Aaron last week. But that's a 23% conversion. Now, I tried a couple of Facebook ads. They didn't work out. I only got a 2% conversion on there, so that one's not a win. But look at this other Facebook one that I did, 18% conversion, 27% conversion on one of my lists. We did another program that got a 20% conversion. So the net result, if you just look down here, over a lot of different sources of traffic, some of these people were personally referred. These 3 people from Tanya, all personally referred people. 100% opt-in rate when you're personally referring people. Now, that's a good lesson in and of itself, folks. Remember, people join people, not programs. So online marketing is great. It doesn't remove you from the fact that if you want to be successful, you got to create relationships. And so in this case, Tanya personally invited 3 people to the website who all opted in 100%. That's the best number out there, okay? Now, I want you to take a look here. Over that 7-day period of time, okay, we generated 5,000 visitors, 5,106 visitors. we generated 1,055 leads for an overall opt-in conversion rate of 21%. Okay. Now, out of that, we had between 10 and 20% of the people actually go through yet another step on step 4 and fill out an application. Some of them saying things like, I've done several other businesses before and I'm looking for a home. Some of them were people saying, hey, I've never done a business, don't have a lot of money, but I'm interested. Okay. But the bottom line is this: we have a message that is resonating. I'm not showing you these numbers, folks, with a 21% conversion rate because I want you to think that my internet marketing is awesome. No, au contraire. The reason I'm sharing that with you is because I want you to know that the message is resonating. People are looking right now for a home. Now, we may not be I don't have any patent pending products, okay? I don't have a magic juice that is going to make people well. So, tomorrow there may be a company comes out that has a patented magic juice and everybody lives to be 180 years old. And maybe that company gets way bigger than we do a little bit faster. I don't have that. Don't want that. What I'm looking for is to build a real long-term lasting sales organization. And there's been some great ones that we have that we can look at. There's A.L. Williams out there. There's Amway. There's been a lot of great companies who at different times, and they weren't perfect companies, but they were great companies, and they had a great culture. And they had a culture of people who were winners, who were out doing what it takes to learn personally how to grow to get to the next level. And that's what we want to do. And in order to power that, we need a marketing message that the public is resonating with. And that's what we really have. Now, I don't have a lot of time here in tonight's webinar, folks. We got a lot to cover. And so I just want to quickly show you a couple of other things that we've added. If you come over here to step 4 in the marketing system, some of you have already figured this out. Some of you haven't. Those of you that are, out recruiting internet marketers, those of you who have done internet marketing, those of you who want to build your own list, you actually have an opportunity to put in your own AWeber list name. So you can actually, if you're familiar with AWeber, it's an autoresponder company. If you are in a position where you understand how to build a list and build a relationship with your list, then the one-day workweek system will actually allow you to do that. We have shared our autoresponder series. We're going to be posting up the share link very, very soon. So those of you who have an AWeber account and you want to grab our autoresponders and put them into your AWeber account, we've now shared that campaign. So you have the ability to just import all of our autoresponders at once. There are a couple of things that you're going to need to do in order to make that work. So we're going to put together a little tutorial, but that has actually been completed. And I think we've gotten most of the other things done too. We've made some pretty big improvements here on step 4 in the marketing system itself. And so let me see if I can kind of show that off just a little bit. Some of this I may have covered on last week's call. Let's take a peek here. So let's see if we can show this on the screen. Looks like it's popping up there. Give it just a second, folks. But we've got this application all cleaned up. We've added a place for people to put in what country they're from, what time zone they're from. So we really handled both the marketing message and the technical aspect. And starting next week, we're going to be focusing in on how do you get the message out. We're going to be focusing in on the most profitable marketing campaigns that I've used over the years. A couple that I'm going to be sharing with you, I've probably gotten over 1,000 testimonials and thank you notes from people around the world that I've taught these marketing strategies to, who have used them with great success to go out and get their business moving in a forward direction. But the bottom line is this, folks. We've got the system, we've got the technology, we've got the marketing, we've got the products, we've got the compensation plan. We have everything. And really this is your challenge to step to the plate and say, hey, I'm ready. I don't know what I don't know, but I'm willing to get uncomfortable if that's what it takes. I'm willing to do what unsuccessful people are unwilling to do. And I want you to think about that phrase that I use all the time. Most people when they come home from work, what do? They're frustrated, they're tired, they maybe eat dinner and they sit in front of the TV, they play video games, they hunt and peck on their computer. And that's what a lot of unsuccessful people do. Now, I'm not saying I don't ever watch TV, I'm not saying I don't ever come home and have dinner, but what I am saying is that in the edge of the day, when the day is already done, and most people just say, you know what, enough. I'm always pushing forward a little harder. I'm always willing to go a little out of my comfort zone. If you only got a 30-minute break at lunch, find a coffee shop where you can go and network. Dave went to a networkers meeting here this week, and he's out, meeting new people. There's so many opportunities. We had another family. I was kind of concerned. I said, Dave, what's going on with Melvin? Where's Melvin? Melvin's been rocking. He's been doing a fantastic job. I got to talk to Melvin. Where is he? He said, oh man, Josh, him and his wife, they were at this big convention, and here's what they're doing, and they're going to come back with a ton of leads and new relationships and people that they can go out and continue to help. And I said, oh wow, that's a great reason I haven't heard from them. Folks, we've got people who are out there right now positioning themselves for massive success. And it really just comes down to one simple thing. Are you willing to follow a step-by-step plan to get from where you are to where you want to be? And if you want it bad enough, if you're really, really serious about doing what it takes to be successful, then you're at the right place at the right time, folks, because I'm going to tell you something right now. We don't have a magic juice. We don't have a magic pill. But you know what we do have? We have amazing products at work. We have customers who reorder the products. We have customers who love the products. We have a comp plan. We have the training. And we're building something here, and all of you have an opportunity to be a part of it right now. So with that said, Dave, I'm going to just see if there's any questions out there, but I'm fired up, man. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, I was thinking about, I usually look for questions, but I was looking through the list of people on here tonight, and if it's okay with you, I'd just like to just give a shout out to a few people. We got David Brunson's on here. He's a Max team leader working on his first $1,000 check. Danny Murill just went Max team leader last week, so congratulations to her. I was going to have her talk, and I didn't give her enough warning, so she may say a few words next week. We have Neil on here, and Neil is the gentleman I keep bragging about who sold 10 bottles of the pain relief formula in like a week, and said he's got 3 or 4 more bottles already sold, and he's going to be ordering another 10 packs. So he's just going through the 10 packs of the products, which is really cool. And I was thinking about what you're saying, and about building a team, and we got AJ Jones on here. He's actually the one that brought the pain relief product to us and pestered me in support tickets like every day for 3 months before I finally said, okay, give me a bottle of this stuff, and glad I did, because it's such a great product, and I'm sure everybody's already heard when I talk about the pain relief formula. But for those of you who haven't, I had I'm only 46, guys, and I had pain in my feet every single day. I had burning, I had tingling, my toes were numb, I was miserable, and I told my wife, I said, look, this is terrible. I'm way too young. I'm 46. I'm way too young to I go walk for a mile and come home and my feet hurt and they're so painful. And AJ kept telling me, oh, I've got something for you, and finally I said, fine, send me a bottle. And he sent me a bottle of that pain relief spray, folks. And I got to tell you, as soon as he sent me the bottle, I put it on like for 2 days in a row. Then I was pestering Jay Joshua every day. Jay Joshua, we got a product. You got to look at this. And finally, we sent him up some, and now we're carrying it. So AJ's done some trainings for us. Hopefully, we'll get him out here again and do some trainings on that product. Folks, really, really strong products. And Josh hit the nail on the head. Remember the story in the beginning of the webinar, Josh? I told you about a guy who basically invested his life savings on a business and was doing good with it for a while, and now that business is not even generating enough money for him to pay his bills. Well, guess what? The reason is because the products that he was selling were not consumable. And he was selling a product, and then every time he sold that product, he had to go out and find another customer. And one of the differences with what you're allowing us to do is once we find somebody that wants to drink coffee, guess what? They're going to buy more than 1 box of coffee. They're not just going to drink 1 cup of coffee and quit drinking coffee. They're going to buy it next month. And when you find somebody that has pain, they're going to continue using that pain product. And when you find somebody who wants to lose 10 pounds, they're going to use the weight loss to lose 10 pounds, and they're going to continue on with the slim, or I still drink the protein drinks. And if you have somebody that's excited about their health and wants to use the cardio product, they're going to continue using that product month after month after month after month. My wife never goes a day without the energy product, and I end up ordering her a box of those every other month now. So when you find people that enjoy these products, and guys, the one thing I can tell you when I talk to people day in and day out is people love these products. But I just want you to think about that you're developing a business based on consumable products. And yeah, you may only have 10 people the first month that are buying those products. But think about, I don't know, in my area we have Bright House TV. Bright House is our satellite provider, our internet provider, and our cable provider. And I know there's Comcast in some parts of the country, and maybe there's other cable providers. But Bright House started with 10 customers, and they probably weren't. They're charging me $200 a month. They were probably charging a lot less back then, but they only started with 10 customers, and then they had 100, then they had 1,000, then they had 100,000, and now they're a $1 billion company. But guess what? cable is consumable. People order that cable month after month after month, and enable them to continue to grow. And really, we have that same ability. We can build this team. We can build our business as big as we want and make as much money as we want. I mean, it's just really exciting. So I just want to give a shout out to those people. Really appreciate all the leaders that are on tonight. And if everybody, make sure you're back next week, because Josh, all the stuff he's been sharing with me and the stuff we're doing, guys, it's exciting, and you're going to want to be on your next Monday. But also make sure you reach out to your team and invite all of them. We want to get this thing packed. Josh is talking about he's setting up a bigger service where we'll be doing webinars that'll be able to hold more people. So we want to max this service out, and then when he gets the new one on, we're going to max that one out as well. So, all right, Josh, I just wanted to, again, really appreciate all the leaders on here tonight. I'll go ahead and turn it back over to you.
Awesome. Yeah, we're actually going to be doing Google Hangouts. So those of you that have never met Dave or I in person, it's going to be awesome. We're going to have webcams going. We're going to have leaders coming out. So we're really super excited about that. And listen, I do see some names out here too tonight that maybe haven't been out here for a while, maybe haven't plugged in for a while. Folks, you need to make sure that you're plugged into the latest on everything that we're doing. Make sure that you've got access to all the tools and resources that we have. So make sure that you give Dave Kineski a call and make sure you've got your max action plan, which is what we call it, folks, your max action plan, so that you are really positioning yourselves for massive success. And his number right here on the screen, folks, it's area code 386-761-1015. That's 386-761-1015. So with that said, folks, I just want to close out with a final thought. If you're ever on Facebook, and I'm sure some of you are on Facebook more than you want to be, they always have these little pictures. They've got pictures of kittens, they've got pictures of political sayings, they've got pictures of this and pictures of that. But you know, the one thing that I wish I could find a way to put on Facebook is a mirror. And I want you to think about this. Instead of looking at those pictures on Facebook for your inspiration tomorrow, I want you to look in the mirror. And I want you to be honest with yourself about where you are and where you had hoped to be at this point in your life, and just accept the fact that, you know what, we all make mistakes. Very few people in life ever get it all perfect. I know I certainly haven't. But I want you to look in the mirror and realize that you should be your own greatest inspiration. That your family, your friends, all of those people combined make up your life. And that is your lifestyle, the time you have to spend with them. And if you're not spending any time with them, then you're not enjoying Max Lifestyle. And so I want you to look at yourself in the mirror, folks. I want you to motivate yourself. Where are you? Where do you want to go? Again, we've got product calls. We're going to just talk about the product, folks. But on tonight's call, I'm talking to my sales team. I'm talking to every one of you out there right now on this call as the independent promoters for our company. I'm going to tell you something. If you want more, you got to be willing to help others get more. We have amazing products and services. We have a winning message, all the technology, all the tools, all the support you could ever dream of, and a great opportunity. And you need to look in the mirror and decide, hey, are you willing to do what it takes to get from where you are to where you want to be? Because if you are, Dave and I and our leadership team here, we've got a plan for you step by step to help you get there, folks. And I will see each and every one of you at the top, on the inside, and on the beaches of the world. Bye for now, everyone.
To learn more about how you can create a solid full-time residual income by promoting our exclusive product line, go to www.maxnow.net. Thank you and have an awesome day.